Good morning, guys. How's everybody? This little spot coming up my chin there, lovely. I think I might give it a fucking name if it keeps growing. Anywho, just three little things I want to talk about today. First one is not so much a rant as an observation, but it's fucking scary. And the expression "Big Brother is watching you." I've experienced that a few times, and I know you get the little fucking know-alls. Why don't you turn off the mic on your phone and mightn't happen, you know what I mean? No, them dickheads. But every morning, most mornings, probably the mornings I don't go to the gym, Millie will come into the room maybe about 10 or 15 minutes before it's time to get up, and she will hop into the bed, and the dog sleeps at the end of the bed, so we have snuggle time before we get up. And Jen was in the shower, and as Jen came out of the shower, I said the expression "the snuggle is real" as a play-off of "the struggle is real," and I'd never heard it being said before. I literally just it came into my head. I said it, and about 10 minutes later I got a private message on my Instagram. And just while I was on Instagram, I was flicking through the stories, and all of a sudden this ad for fucking duvets comes up with the headline "The snuggle is real," and I just said, fucking hell. I just thought it was very scary. Now don't get me wrong, look, I know if I did turn off the mic and whatever else on my phone, it probably wouldn't happen, but you should, like, it's mad. Like, you take yourself back to the days of the Nokia, whatever it was, the 1310. Jesus Christ, it would take you about a week to fucking send a text. But no, it's just scary. I have experienced it a few times, and I said I'm going to test it. I'm going to say words like adult diapers and just stupid things like that to see if I get an ad for it, but yeah, it's just mad. Like, literally probably less than 10 minutes, I'd say it was 5 minutes later, and an ad for duvets coming up. The snuggle is real. Just an observation, more so an observation than a rant, but it is a little bit scary. Do you know what I mean? Anywho, second, and I've had a hatred of these for years because I just don't get them, to be honest with you. And the nearest thing I had to one of these was a Toyota Celica is boy racers. I just know, I know that from boy races are basically cut from a different cloth, a different class. The schwerers, as I call them. Like, look, you know what I mean? The bigger the spoiler and all this fucking, the bigger noise your engine makes. I just think they're absolute pond scum, to be quite honest with you. And I just, like, whoever's telling them, they're little birds and all with their ponytails, the high ponies and stuff, they're telling them that they're deadly. Do you know what I mean? But they have this big fucking sound on their engine. Like, a fella drove past me there, was it last week? I was waiting in traffic. Anyway, I was stopped anyway because I was observing, just kind of people watching while I was waiting for traffic, or whatever I was waiting for, I can't remember. But I saw this fella coming up to the light, and it was not dark but dusk, if you get me drift, you know what I mean? So, but I could see this blue light under the car. Can't tell you what, I could probably hazard a guess and say it was a Honda Accord. I could be completely wrong. It definitely wasn't a Subaru anyhow, I know that. But the blue light under the car, so I put the windows down because I wanted to hear, and he was at the lights. Him and his buddy, from what I can see, one fella, and I can imagine what they were wearing and what their hairs were like and all, and probably had the beards and all, yourself. And then as he pulled off, the car made this noise. Like, I've heard this in a few of the Wankers, but what the fuck is this? Like, what is it? Don't get me wrong, I like cars, but it doesn't bother me what I drive, to be quite honest with you. The way I look at it is, someone bragging about their car is just because they have a small Mickey. Do you know what I mean? Thankfully, God was okay with me. God was good. I'm happy with my lot. But, like, I like cars. I don't. My Material things to me mean fuck all now, to be quite honest with you. I couldn't give a shite about them. Years ago I was mad for my labels and this, that and the other. I'm more for happiness nowadays, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, the way I look at it is, you know, I saw someone slagging me one day, something about, I don't know what top I had on me. I think the t-shirt might have been from Penny's, it was a fucking Saturday. And I said, well, I'd rather be wearing a Penny's t-shirt in shape than wearing a t-shirt that costs me about €200 with a big fat belly hanging out and a pair of man tits. Do you know what I'm saying? But basically, anyway, yeah, boy racers, they're just pond scum. And, you know, I just, you know, like, they're just a fucking scourge on society. And, you know, it's no wonder they'd be fucking cribbing about the high insurance costs on their cars and shit like that. You're like, okay, you have the thing souped up to the fucking eyeballs. You're driving at a stupid speed all the fucking time. No wonder not insuring you for fucking less than €1,600. But anyway, I don't have a liking for them. I have a hatred for them. And I would respect the young fella more if he drove up in a nice Golf or something. Do you know what I mean? Just that probably is equally as fast, a Golf GTI, but looks well. Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm not a petrol head, so I'm probably talking shit about the make of cars here, but I do know what I see. And, you know, I just, yeah, I'm just witnessing them all the time, and I've seen them for years. The closest I ever got, and I remember I used to get challenged at lights, was, and I only got it because I liked the look of the car, was back years ago, and I bought a Toyota Celica, a black Toyota Celica, and it had the back windows blacked out. That's the way I bought it. And this is when the M50 was, when you have to pay the toll rather than actually just get the drive on through with your tag. But you had to stop, everybody had to stop nowadays, back those days. And I used to get challenged at that all the time, people revving up beside me thinking that I wanted a race and shit like that. And it's still going, well, not still going on with me, but I see other people doing it, and I just think, you know, like, is that what your life is? You fucking clown. Now, anyway, so that's boy races. I hate the fuckers. What's the third thing? Oh, yes. Liars, as in Liars. I found out a few weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, about two individuals that I would have called friends. They probably still think I do, but there was something going on, and they played dumb in front of me, even though I'd copped it from a long time back. And they continued to try and deceive everybody. But the thing about it is, I think 8 out of 10 people knew what was going on. And you know, I always firmly believe in karma. And karma comes back to bite people in the arse. And, you know, I'm a little bit disgusted. Look, it doesn't bother me. As I said, I have my real friends. I'm not one of these lost souls that needs to hang on to people. You know, I have my real friends since I grew up. They're my best mates in the world. Love them to bits. We're going out now in 2 weeks or next week. Can't wait to see them. We're like fucking just the best mates in the world. We mightn't see each other from, you know, could be twice a year, but it's like we saw each other last week. We're going for a bite to eat, we're going for drinks, and we're going to have a great night, and I can't wait, and the lads can't wait either. So, but these people are lost souls that need to hang on to people through either work, through the gym, through fucking, you know what I mean. And I just am a little bit disgusted that they were that silly to try and deceive me. Like, I'm a lot cuter than people give me fucking credit for, believe me. I don't let a lot away, believe it or not. But I would be cute enough now to know there was something going on. And as I said, karma's a very strong force. And all I'm going to say is, God help these two people if another party finds out. That's all I'm going to say. Because I know this other party, and believe me, there'll be no questions asked. So, but I'm just, as I said, you know, for who you call friends, and you know, for who'll try and deceive you. And I've never time for conniving people. You know, I'm drilling this into Millie at the moment. Like, telling a little white lie sometimes can be okay, but not to try and deceive people, and to the point where it's stupidity. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I shall be giving these people a very wide berth now. As I said, I found out about 6 weeks ago, and I actually bumped into one of them in the last 6 weeks, and you know, a completely different person to what this person was 6 months ago. This guy 6 months ago was walking around cock of the walk, you know, thinking there was nothing like him, and now he's like a crestfallen man. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think he deserves it, to be quite honest. And yeah, I'll be giving it a wide berth. As I said, I don't need acquaintances in my life. I don't need people that do that. So, you know, I think people need to be a bit more cute. If you're going to lie like that and try and deceive people, be a bit more cute, because God love you if the other party finds out. That's all I'm going to say. God fucking love you. On that note, but I think that's it for the Thursday rant.